Okay, so welcome back. Today I am gonna show you how to configure OSPF protocol, that is basically open shortest path first. So before configuration, I have to give you some conceptual things, that is basically essential things for OSPF. So okay, so today's the agenda is what is OSPF, why is OSPF needed, how OSPF works, and then lab. So as we know, open shortest path first is a standard routing protocol that is being used the world over for many years, that's supported by practically every routing vendor as well as the open source community. So OSPF is one of the few protocols in the IT industry you can count on being available just about anywhere you might need it. Enterprise network that outgrow a single site will often use OSPF to interconnect their campuses, their other wide area networks or WANs and other vendors. So if you are considering a dynamic routing protocol because your network has outgrown static routes, right? So OSPF might seems a little daunting. It's not quite as easy to set up as EIGRP protocol, and so the temptation might be a simply use this protocol and avoid the intimidating terminology that comes along with a complete understanding of OSPF. So basically my recommendation is not to let OSPF scare you. It's true that OSPF in large implementation can be complex. However, an OSPF configuration supporting smaller network can be simple, but I will discuss some of OSPF's major principles and then follow up with a simple configuration that brings up OSPF between two Cisco routers and Exchange routers. Okay, so how OSPF works? Basically, two routers speaking OSPF to each other exchange information about the routes they know about and the cost of them to get there. When many OSPF routers are part of the same network, information about all of the routes in a network are learned by within that network, technically called an area, right? So each OSPF router passes along information about the routes and cost they have heard about to all of their routers. So I can just jump to my configuration. Yeah, so as you can see here, basically it is a collection of routers grouped by together within the exception of area border routers, right? So OSPF router in one area don't neighbor with router in other area, and among other reasons, area were once used to scale large OSPF network than back when router CPUs were less powerful than they are today. A general rule of thumb was to keep an OSPF area to no more than 50 routers. This is the general rule. So that would keep the number of OSPF shortest path computations and database updates to a manageable amount as interface went up and down. So routes were learned and withdrawn and so on. So here an example of network configuration that creates a very simple OSPF network between two Cisco routers and three main between two Cisco routers, between three Cisco routers, and so on. So the routers are placed in area 0 and an OSPF point-to-point link is configured between them. So R1 will announce the 1111/32 route and R2 will 222/32. So let's walk through on it. So I think let's look at a few basic OSPF